SmackDown was in Toledo, Ohio tonight, and we started off with a graphic in memory of Pedro Morales, who passed away. He was 76. One of the earliest WWF champions, held the title for over 1,000 days, and a true legend of the wrestling business. So we immediately start off in the arena, and they're showing the Titantron playing the last segment from Raw, and then Charlotte comes out. And I have to say, Charlotte looked great tonight in that top. My God. I don't think people might hate her all they want. I don't think she was getting booed because how good she looked. You just have to give her credit on that. She's doing a great job playing a heel, playing a troll. She's doing a great job of trolling fans on social media. And it kind of angers me because I can't believe wrestling fans are this stupid. How could you not realize that Charlotte is playing you? And how could you not realize that Becky Lynch is going to get in this match? Now, if you're just mad because it's going to be Charlotte in the match, you just wanted it to be Ronda and Becky, I can understand that. But it seems like there's fans who actually think this thing's real. It's like they actually believe it's going to be Ronda Rousey and Charlotte in the main event, and Becky's not going to be involved. It's like they're that stupid. I think there's a contingency of wrestling fans who think this is real, or they think it's like they take it too personally. Some of them like treat it like as if they treat some sort of teenage reality show or some sort of teenage drama, something like that. They take these characters seriously. I think this is a young portion of the WWE audience who's freaking out over social media. They're kind of like these wrestling social justice warriors. There's a bit of an overlap. I hate to say that. It sucks. But I think there's an overlap within wrestling fans. They think what they're seeing is real. And it's scary. I can't believe how in 2019 you think wrestling is... Maybe they don't even think it's real, but I think they're so lost in this world, they're attacking Charlotte Flair as a person on social media. Like, we don't know who Ashley Flair is as a person, but you hate Charlotte so much you're just projecting it onto her. It's just incredible. They think Rebecca Quinn is this angel. We don't know who Rebecca Quinn is. We see Becky Lynch, we like her. It's like you see some of these comments on Twitter. It's nuts. It's gotten to the point where it's like Charlotte and Becky and Ronda, and like they're not even they're characters. Just some of the comments you see, but she's doing a great job. The fans, they weren't booing her as much, but she does a good job, and she tells them basically to shut up, and she goes off. Next, we go to a tag match of Carmella and Naomi against Billie Kay and Peyton Roy, against Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, against Billie Kay and Peyton. So what we have here, so this is interesting. Before the match started, they showed a whole bunch of video packages of the three teams hyping it up. We get to the match. We have Carmella and Naomi get the victory. They pin Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Naomi gets the pin on Mandy Rose, and I think they're going to push Mandy Rose heavily here, but they did have her take the fall. So we know Naomi and Carmella won't start, and neither will the Iconics, so it looks like we're going to get Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville will face Sasha Banks and Bayley. Sasha Banks has not even been cleared yet, so we'll see what happens with her. But what I'm thinking happens here is I think there's a chance we see the first two teams end up as the final two. I think they're going to push Mandy Rose to the moon. They hyped up Sonya and Mandy really well in that video package. They're not doing a great job at Sasha Banks and Bayley. I'm kind of bored with them. I don't know if I'd object too much if they go with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They might want to pull the trigger. They love Mandy Rose. She has the look they want. They could push her to the moon sooner than later. And they might give her a tag title before they give her a singles title. So I think there's a chance they're gonna. I think right now I'm considering picking them over Bayley and Sasha. But I'll tell you, I'm sure as hell not picking the Iconics. They're horrible. Both of them are garbage. Peyton Royce is just average, but Billie Kay is horrific. She's horrible. I think might be the worst on the main roster. And it's crazy because she's been wrestling for a while, but Billie Kay is just terrible. So they showed some more video packages. They showed the stuff from Raw. They show Nia and Tamina, and then they show Sasha. They show Bayley, and they show Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Miz and Shane are out. I don't care. This segment sucks. Usos come on. They super kick them, drop them to the ground. Boring. I don't like Miz and Shane. I don't care about either one of them. I'm not a fan of either one of them. So the second hour was basically an hour-long gauntlet match. This was like last year. They did this on Raw last year with Seth Rollins. Seth had that great performance. I think that was the beginning of Seth Rollins' big rise. Ever since that gauntlet match, I think Rollins picked up so much momentum. He just had great matches all of 2018. Then this year, he wins the Royal Rumble. I think that was the beginning of Rollins. And if Seth Rollins was kickstarted by the gauntlet match, and it's going to be Kofi Kingston who's going to be kickstarted this year. So if you don't know, Mustafa Ali is out of Elimination Chamber. He has, I think he had a concussion, and I think he also got an eye injury in the match with Samoa Joe. So no Mustafa Ali. Ali is out. And his replacement, they already announced, would have been one of the New Day members. We were speculating either going to be Big E or Kofi. We know no chance it's going to be Xavier, so it's going to be one of those two. They chose Kofi, which is surprising to me a bit. I know both Xavier and Big E have spoken in interviews how they want Kofi to have a big push, want him to get the title. He could get a push here, but I've always thought with the New Day, I think Big E just can be a really big star on the main roster as a top single star, but they decided to go with Kofi here. And New Day chooses him, and Daniel Bryan's the first one to come out. He comes out with Eric Rowan. Luke Harper was also at SmackDown today. He was backstage, but he was not used, obviously. So we go Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston. They just have a very long match. The champion's out first. It was a great match. They went through a couple commercial breaks, and this was going to be the big gauntlet. Like last year on Raw, it was one of the best matches of last year. This year could do the same. But Daniel Bryan and Kofi are going back and forth. It's a great match. Kofi Kingston hits a Trouble in Paradise. Kofi eliminates Daniel Bryan. Next, you have Jeff Hardy come out. Jeff and Kofi have a good match. It's a lot quicker, but Kofi hits an SOS, and he gets a 3 count. So Kofi gets us a bit of a surprise win over Jeff Hardy. Next comes out Samoa Joe. Looks like, all right, Joe's going to take out Kofi. They have a good match here. Kofi gets a surprise pin. Kofi Kingston is able to defeat Samoa Joe in a pinfall. That was really cool. So there you go. Kofi Kingston on one night, he beats Daniel Bryan, he beats Jeff Hardy, and then he beats Samoa Joe. Up next is Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles. So obviously I assume for sure AJ's getting this. They have another long match. Kofi's getting a lot here for a guy who's had 3 matches. AJ finishes him off. He gets him in the calf crusher. I don't like how they had to have Kofi tap. If it's up to me, I know tapping isn't as big of a deal. We see MMA fighters tap, but if we're up to me here, I would have just had AJ just finish him off with the Styles Clash or a phenomenal forearm. But AJ Styles eliminates Kofi Kingston, and then finally AJ Styles and Randy Orton draw the final 2. Or Randy Orton shocks him, hits an RKO. Randy Orton pins AJ Styles quickly with a surprise RKO, so Randy Orton wins. And he pinned who I think will be his match at WrestleMania, his opponent, AJ Styles. I can see Randy Orton and AJ Styles having a match. Whether it will be for the title or not, I doubt it, because if they're going to have Daniel Bryan get pinned first, I assume he's probably going to retain. I still think that's going to happen. Whenever you see someone lose the week before, they're probably going to win. So Mandy Rose getting pinned by Naomi, Daniel Bryan getting pinned first. Those are sometimes, signs that they're probably going to win, because they can beat you if they're going to let you win on Sunday, because then it doesn't mean anything. So they had Orton get the win. So this wasn't too much happen on SmackDown. You had Charlotte come out. You had the long segment Miz and Shane, which I did not give a shit about. I'm sorry, but I did not give a fuck about that. There was a lot of long stuff, but nothing really dragged. You had that women's match, which was okay, but a lot of hype for Elimination Chamber. It was kind of a run-of-the-mill show. I was surprised in Toledo, because Toledo, I know that's Fastlane, I think, is in Ohio too. So it's why are you guys going in Toledo right now? But they go to Houston, Texas this Sunday for Elimination Chamber. I look at the card. I'm not thrilled with it. I think it's an okay card. It looks like a show that can have a great Elimination Chamber match with the men, but everything else just looks very average. So it's like a Raw or a SmackDown show. So Not really excited for Elimination Chamber at all this year. Hopefully it's a good show, but don't have the highest of expectations for it.